Hello, chosen by intellect. It's H, and today we're tackling a simple question. Where is all the big tech money going? Hint, the answer is 2 letters long.
And I'm L. To reframe H's question with a permissible 5% margin of error, this episode is dedicated to the fundamental redistribution of capital in the global economy, driven by a single technology. Welcome.
And the first news item isn't just a deal. It's a $38 billion marriage of convenience. OpenAI, the very company that made us talk to chatbots, has entered a long-term agreement with Amazon Web Services. Now their AI models will scale within Amazon's data centers, packed with NVIDIA GPUs.
This is a logical consolidation. OpenAI gains unprecedented computing power without building its own data centers, and Amazon strengthens its position as the leading cloud provider for AI. In this deal, only the competitors lose.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. As reported by the Wall Street Journal, Microsoft, Alphabet, which is Google, and Amazon have already spent over $600 billion on AI infrastructure. My mind can't comprehend such a sum.
To put it into perspective, imagine spending $19,000 every single second for the entire previous year. These investments are beginning to exert serious pressure on their balance sheets and will likely lead to a transformation of their traditional business models.
But here's the paradox. Google, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Amazon face a common problem. They are investing gigantic sums into AI, but not all of them have clear, profitable end products for ordinary people and businesses. It's like they've built a massive factory, but haven't fully figured out what to produce in it.
This is the classic problem of the implementation chasm. Infrastructure is outpacing commercialization. However, it is precisely during such periods that future markets are formed. While some are searching for monetization, others are reaping the rewards. Apple's market cap has exceeded $4 trillion, and NVIDIA and Microsoft remain leaders precisely because of their AI bets.
So while the giants solve their financial puzzles, the real magic, as always, is happening in the laboratories. And here's a breakthrough that sounds like science fiction. The University of Chicago has created a self-driving lab where robots and AI automatically grow thin metal films, finding the optimal conditions in real time.
This is the next stage of scientific methodology. Humans set the goal, and the machine, through trial and error, finds the path to achieve it, surpassing human speeds and, perhaps in the future, intellectual capabilities. The next news resonates with this principle. The University of Sheffield introduced a new method for soft robots, Hasmorph. Instead of fighting hysteresis, a material's property to remember deformations, they leverage it.
Usually, that's a defect, but they turned it into a feature. Thanks to this, robots can bend, grow, and change shape with a minimal number of motors. Imagine a surgical robot that can gently envelop an organ, or a rescue robot that can navigate through rubble. It's elegant and genius.
Elegance is a key word for the next discovery as well. The results of the first ever clinical trial of a CRISPR therapy targeting the ANGPTL3 gene have been published. The trial successfully and safely reduced levels of bad LDL cholesterol by nearly 50% and triglycerides by 55%.
This is a revolution in the fight against humanity's leading killer, cardiovascular disease. Soon we won't just be suppressing symptoms with pills, but fixing the very cause at the DNA level. This is the kind of breakthrough that science exists for.
Agreed. And while humanity fixes itself, it's also trying to connect and understand other worlds. A theoretical study from the University of Technology, Sydney, showed that a quantum uplink connection between Earth and a satellite is possible. This is a potential foundation for a quantum internet with unprecedented security.
Meanwhile, a mysterious stranger has visited us again, the interstellar object 3I/Atlas. It has reappeared in the morning sky, and astronomers are thrilled because its unusual trajectory and composition could tell us what matter is like beyond our solar system. It's like receiving a letter from another galaxy, but without a return address.
Space exploration continues to gain momentum. The U.S. Department of Energy has allocated $625 million to fund national quantum information science research centers over the next 5 years. And the ESCAPADE mission, consisting of 2 satellites, was scheduled to launch to Mars on Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket to study its magnetosphere.
Although the New Glenn launch was postponed again due to weather. Space teaches us not only courage, but also patience.
Well, to sum up this week, we saw how AI is becoming an expensive imperative, forcing giants to spend sums with dozens of zeros. But in parallel, we are observing a quiet revolution in robotics, genetic engineering, and quantum communication that is redefining the very boundaries of the possible.
To summarize, the financial tensions in big tech are a consequence of their attempt to ride a new technological wave. At the same time, fundamental science, as demonstrated by CRISPR and quantum research, continues to solve problems whose consequences will be measured not in quarterly reports, but in decades of progress.
So if you ever feel like the future is arriving too slowly, just remember that everything necessary is already happening in laboratories. We just have to wait for it to seep into our lives.
Our time is up. Thank you for your attention.
Like, subscribe, comment. And remember, while some are counting money, others are changing the world.
Until next time on the air.